Hi everybody, so today's Thursday Thinks is all about Egypt Saga continues. Hello everybody, my name is Marianne and I am the founder of Wilor, which is a source of information to help you to heal your horse, mind, body and soul, naturally. So if you're joining me, let me know in the comments so I can say hello. If you're watching on replay, let me know, put hashtag replay in the comments and let me know that you'll care enough to watch this a second time. So as I say, today is all about Egypt. So Egypt is one of my horses. He is 5 years old and he is a Blue Cross rescue. Now, those of you who've been with me for a while, you'll know that we've been having a lot of issues with his lungs. We had the same thing last year and again this year. Last year he had all sorts, including the vet stuck a camera down his throat or down his nose to have a look at his lungs to see what was going on and to do a swab and to see what was happening. And last year he was bringing up a lot of mucus. Oh, hey girl. So it was really questionable last year what was going on, and this year I was a bit more on top of him and sorting him out and checking what was going on. And from about March, April time, I was giving him a herbal remedy which did him wonders. He was at a very low level of seasonal asthma up until the hay was being cut, so about August time. And this year he didn't have any mucus or coughing up gunk or up his nose or anything, so I was happy. And then the hay was being cut this year and he just couldn't cope anymore. He was coughing and spluttering everywhere. He was heavily breathing and wheezing, just standing still, just trying to cope, just trying to breathe. So this year has been a bit of a palaver. Now, I had the vet out to him because there's only so much that I can do, and when his body is in that bad a place, I need the extra support, I need the extra help. I need to go to the vet and go, right, sort it, do something, tell me what the problem truly is, because I was a bit questionable about their diagnosis of seasonal asthma. So the vet came out and checked him and went, actually I don't think it is seasonal asthma. I don't think it is. I was like, okay, I agree with you, I don't think it is either. So what are you going to do? And she said, well, we're going to have to put him on steroids as a quick fix to get his body under control. I was like, okay, I'll agree to that, provided it's a short course and it will truly help him. She went, yes, great, right, short course of steroids, and his body did calm down. She gave him an injection straight there and then of an injectable steroid and sorted it. Great. And then he was on steroid tablets. Now, if you don't have steroids from the vet, that's a good thing, because my vets, they don't actually have equine steroids, not truly. So you actually have to have a human version. Now, the pills are really, really tiny. Think of a paracetamol tablet, a really, really small painkiller. They're that size, and because of his weight he has to have 100 of them. So there I am in my tack room over my horse bucket counting at 100 of these poxy little pills. But it's for a good cause and it does help. It did help, but obviously then once he's on steroids you've got to go and reduce it. So we were very, very slowly reducing the steroids. He was also on a bronchodilator to help him breathe, which it did. It was supposed to take the wheeze out of him. The wheeze went and it was gone, and it was great. The only issue was my bank balance, but we'll talk about that another time. So he was off the steroids and he would come in some days having a bit of a breathing issue, and then other days he'd be fairly okay, a little bit of a flared nostril, but nothing too dramatic. I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. So I then got the vet out to check him because he's also got a couple of sarcoids, thanks to the major. The major had a flare-up a while ago with his sarcoids and it caused one of them to rupture slightly, and then it was infectious, so then he infected both Pagan and Egypt. So I was having the vet check them to see whether we can ban them so that they, a tight ban like you would with newborn calves. when they're boys, they put it around the nuts so that they fall off naturally. It's that sort of principle. Or whether we need to get them lasered off because we don't want them spreading, growing and infecting, say, midnight or spring. And she came, and I told him in the morning, you've got to be on your best lung behaviour because I need you not to be causing an issue with the vet. I need the vet to see you at your best so that she doesn't come along and be all, oh, we need to be on steroids. Because I didn't want to have that argument, and also he'd been so well. He'd been doing so well. And what happens? The vet's pitch up and goes, I don't like those lungs. Those are bad lungs. No, buddy. We had this conversation. And he was bad that day. He was really bad. You know, he was really, you could see the effort in him breathing. His stomach was trying to get him to breathe. And it was just, yeah, it wasn't great. And she saw him on the worst day possible. I was like, ah. So she didn't want to look at his steroids. She was too busy trying to get him breathing well. I was like, okay, actually, I can see why you're focused on that. But I know that he has up and downs, and this is a really bad down, and I can sort it. But yeah, but she was like, I cannot physically leave him in this state. I was like, right, okay. I can see that he's having a bad time. I can hear that he's wheezing. And I know that it will take me several days to get him down to a decent level with what I can do. Okay, I will agree to you giving him another injection, which she did, which he didn't appreciate, which I don't blame him. I don't like needles either. So she gave him this injection and his lungs calmed down, and now I have her personal mobile number so that I can call her and message her any time that he's having issues. Which, actually, since she's been involved, he's now gotten worse. But I think that's the environment that he's in. So, he's on a paddock paradise track system. So he's on no grass, except for what he can forage around the edges, which is pathetically nothing. He can have access to hedges and trees and things like that, which he absolutely loves. So he was out in the fields. I was like, yeah, you're having a great time on your track. Awesome. I opened up a new section of track because they are on a very small section of track at the moment, which they were put on so that the hay could be cut and they were out of the way. And so I opened up another section of track so they could have more space. And within a few days, he was having real issue breathing. I was like, oh, frig's sake. And this wasn't long after the vet had seen him, so I thought, I haven't actually seen him this bad, and I do mean it was really, really bad. Again, beyond me being able to help him. And I thought something really drastically is going wrong if I can't maintain him at the level of he's just got a little bit of a breathing issue if he's trotting around. So I was like, okay, I need more backup. I need to figure out, I need a proper diagnosis. I need a proper definition of what is physically going on with his body. Don't just say, oh, it's asthma. Actually tell me what that means for him. And fair dues to my vet, I went, right, what is wrong with him? No, don't give me technical words. What is wrong with him? And she went, right, his body is having an allergic reaction to something. Thank you. Right. I was like, okay. And obviously to me the physical signs of him having that reaction is he's having trouble breathing, so he's having inflammation in his lungs. Am I right? Yes. Great. So I've now got something to target. I like it. I actually know what actual physical problem within him I am trying to solve, or at least get him at a good maintenance level so that in the summer months when he wants to be charging around and being an idiot, he can charge around and be an idiot. But we can't get him down to a steady level. Now, when he was having that big flare up about a week ago, I said to my mother, there's something wrong in that new section. There's something in there that's upsetting him. Now, I don't know what it is because there's nothing new in there that wasn't in there last year. And there's nothing that isn't there during the winter. but obviously there's something in it, like it's flowering or something gone to seed, and it's just affecting him. So I was like, right, we need to section him off. So I put him on the yard, but I put the major with him because it wasn't fair to put him on his own. He would feel excluded, and I didn't want to do that to him, especially as he's young. When he's been with me, he's always been in a herd of 5. So, except for when I've lost, obviously, Princess. So then he was in herd of 4, but stay with me. So he was on the yard with Major, and the next morning there was nothing wrong with him. And I do mean nothing. So I was like, okay, there is definitely something in my fields, on my track system somewhere, that's upsetting him. Like, okay, right. So I had him on the yard for 2 days, and he didn't change. He was still very low level. In the mornings he might have just that little bit of puffiness to him, but by the evening it was gone. I was like, yes, victory. So I thought, okay, he was in what I call Princess's Field on her track system throughout all of the spring, so let's put him back on it, see what's different, whether it is just something in that second field that I've put the track round, or whether it is this initial field. So I put him in the initial field overnight, and he goes nuts. I'm very bad at taking photos or images or videos of these things because I'm too busy going, yeah, with them. So I completely didn't take any video, which I should do, that's on me. But he was charging around, he was having so much fun, he was calling to everybody. And now this is a boy that doesn't call to anybody, and he's very quiet and you don't hear his voice that often, but he was really having a charge around, and it was lovely. His movement was absolutely amazing, so it was really, really great to see. But the next morning he could barely breathe. I was like, okay, right, so it was definitely something on the track overall. Right, you're coming back into the yard, buddy. Now my yard is a decent size, so it's not as though he's stuck in a stable, which I would never do to him because he's going stir crazy enough on the yard. Imagine shutting him in a box. No, no, no. We don't do that to the child. He would go absolutely crazy. So since then he has been shut on the yard. We have done a small expedition to see if he can be on my gravel path. Now my gravel path is 30 odd foot long, and it is off the yard into the Princess Field, but even that was too much for him. I was like, thinking that it would be free of all the nibbly bits that he would be able to pick up. No, he's obviously interacting with something that's still causing the issue. So I am in a full mode of what on earth can I do, because I don't want him shot on the yard for 3 months out of the year when the weather is lovely and nice and he should be out with his herd mates having a great time, because that's not good for his mental health. Now granted, it does make me interact with him a hell of a lot more because I know that he's stuck on that yard, and I know that it is affecting him mentally because he doesn't understand why he's been shot on the yard. And yes, he's got his friends there, but there's only one there and the others are out having a great time. So I'm trying to balance his physical health and his mental health. So he's getting a lot of herbal attention from me. So I'm giving him anti-inflammatories, I'm giving him plants that got antihistamines in, and just also bits and pieces of trees and branches that I know he's okay with and it won't cause any reaction in, which it hasn't, so I know that I'm on the right track. But I'm not sure how I'm going to figure out exactly what it is that he's having an issue with. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. But at the moment, all my focus is on him. And the others are getting a bit neglected, bless them. It's sort of like, you still alive? Good, here's a hay net, mummy loves you. I got an Egypt to sort out. But he's loving that personal attention, and our relationship is getting stronger because of that. He's going, right, you recognise something's wrong with me and you're trying to help me, and that means a lot. So today at lunchtime, because obviously I work a 9 to 5, but thankfully I'm working from home, which makes life easier. I went out and I was like, right, you and me are going to do an activity, because we haven't done anything, because I've been afraid to do anything, because if he gets confused or upset about anything, the stress sets him off and he starts coughing his lungs up, and it's just not nice. I don't want him to have to experience that when I'm simply asking to do something that is new to him, whether it's just can you back up until your butt hits that wall? Can you pick your hoof up and push it forward? Can you hold it like that for me? You know, these small little activities that shouldn't really cause him any issues with his lungs, because it's not charging around, I'm not asking him to trot, I'm not into the canter, I'm just asking him to do very, very minute activities. But I didn't feel I was able to do that. Whereas today I was like, okay, one basic thing that we put in place when you were 18 months old was, I want you to back up. So let's go back to that. Let's get your focus. Let's go, right, back up for me. Thank you. Can you back up again? Well done. And even though the first he's got a bit stressed out, because obviously last time we'd done stuff, it had caused him to have trouble breathing, and he'd obviously related A to B, which is completely understandable. He quickly calmed down and went, oh, I know how to do this. I know what you're asking, and I'm okay. Like, yes. Now, interestingly enough, when I've been working, or not, I don't like word working because it's not a job, it's a joy. So when I've been doing activities with the horses, I've been putting earplugs in, because, I don't know, it's just something Susie said, who's my instructor. She's got some of these loop earplugs, and she said she tried it to see what it would do, and she found that she had a better connection with her horse. So I was like, I'm going to give it a go. So I put them in, and I was like, oh, I can hear my own breathing, I can hear my heartbeat. I'm not entirely sure about this. But it increased the connection with him, with Egypt. And I could go to him and be like, I need you to back up. And because I didn't have all the distractions, all the interactions going on, and all the noise of everything else in the world, I could ask him really, really quietly, which he appreciated. And I was so focused on my own energy and his own energy that I could go, just pick myself up with the intention of, I want you to back up. And he went, yeah, I got that. I was like, oh my God. So we did about 15 minutes of just, can you back up? Can you move your booty this way? Can you move your booty that way? And then I gave him a lovely brush and a scratch, and he was so happy. So I'm going to have to do that a bit more often until I figure out what on earth I'm going to do for him on the spring and summer months. Now, I am looking into turning Princess's field into a proper permanent track, so that there's no way he can be accessing any nibbly bits of grass or any other little plants that could be causing an issue. And I do know a certain amount of his allergy is airborne, because because when the hay was being cut, it started when the hay was being cut around me, not actually my own hay. So it's got to be something that he's breathing in. So there is a certain amount of airborneness to it, but the interaction with him over the past week have definitely something that he's eaten, especially because considering when he first had that reaction about a week or so ago, his stomach was not good. So it definitely said to me, he is eating something his body's not happy with. So we're on a bit of a mission. We've got 6 months-ish until about the beginning of March, beginning of April, to when his allergies might start going on the upturn again. Now, I get that I'm not finished with his current upturn, but we'll get there. So I'm trying to figure out at the moment how to do a Paddock Paradise track system on a very small budget that is going to last long enough that I don't have to replace it every year. So I hope that you're all subscribed to the YouTube channel, because I will be taking you on the journey with me of trying to figure out how to do this. Now, it's something that I was intending to do over the next, it was like my 5-year plan to put in a permanent track system in that field. But because of Egypt, that's now gone to a 6-month plan. So it's changed my timescales, but it's for his benefit. It will be for his health and my overall bank balance, because I won't have to be calling the vet out in emergency. And I do mean it was emergency, i.e. he could not breathe. So I'm also going to be looking into what other herbs I could be trying for him. Now, I had suggestions by my lovely people in the Facebook group. Join us over there if you haven't already. Of some essential oils to try. Now, I am getting those in slowly. I'm very, very picky about my essential oils. So I only go for pharmaceutical grade, medicinal grade, because else I don't see the point. A lot of the essential oils out there are of such lower grade that they don't help, and there's no point, is there? Looking forward to meeting you too, lovely. I'll be seeing you, oh God, it's tomorrow, isn't it? So yes, I am trying the suggestions that everybody's suggesting. Throw more at me. I have got a few things up my sleeve for him next year. So I am going to spend this winter preparing myself for his next spring, because I would love to be riding him through the spring and summer months. That's when we should be out, we should be enjoying ourselves. But this spring I haven't taken anybody out on the roads. I haven't even taken them much past the end of our gateway, which isn't fair and it's not right. We should be out having a great time. So I will keep you all updated, and I will see you all next week for my next Thursday Thinks, and wish me luck with sorting Egypt out. As I say, any suggestions are gratefully received. I am always open to what everybody else does. I only do things the way I do it because that's the way I do it, but I'm always open to new ideas. So I'll see you all next week.